I think two things. Number one, we're not really a serious country. If it takes 210 days to pass or sign up a budget, then there's a problem. Another thing I feel is there's so much politicking involved in the process, the budget process. Because if we are focused on the governance side of this, we should have been able to do this. But a lot of people are trying to introduce new budget. Everybody's watching the oil price and seeing that if anything can be adjusted in that ratio. And that's why the budget has moved from 8.6 trillion to 9.1 trillion. So I think on both sides, there are equal blames to be shared. The executive, there was some conviction that they failed to present the budget on time. The budget should have come in October. Okay, and sometimes even the ministers, failed even to appear on time. Even as late as April, that some ministers had to appear. So for me, it's both ways. The blame can go around, but really the whole architecture of governance, it shows that we are really a serious country.
I mean, I'm just wondering because, I mean, when it's time to prepare the budget, we have these, grand conversations, prolonged, protracted conversations about how we want to get things right this time. We talk about budget padding versus a zero-based, budgeting process, and just getting things right back. So I'm just wondering, are there penalties or sanctions just to get everybody to walk in that straight line? What needs to happen for us to get everybody to toe the line and present budgets as it went due?
I think some people have been mulling it to say we need like a key legislation underpinning the entire budget process. We have the Fiscal Responsibility Act, but the timeline, the calendar is not well defined, for the budget process. So maybe we need something to say, like the East African communities do. There's a specific date where they produce or where the budget is presented to the parliament. Maybe we need something of sort to say, on October 1st, when the president maybe reads the Independence Day celebration in the evenings, he's going to address the joint session of the National Assembly and he's going to present the budget. And now they have a full-fledged 3-month window. Everybody's going to make a submission and make their presentation. And they're going to so I think that's something that we need to now do, because it looks like we're leaving it to too much discretion. The first one in 2016 was in May 6. It was signed May 6, 2016. So it took a whole year of the life cycle of President Muhammadu Buhari, just 1 year before he had his own budget to start off any form of work. And the same thing for 2017, which was in June 12. And now, June 12, 2017, now we are already moving. We're going to move beyond June 11, because June 11 is next week, Monday, and we're going to pass that benchmark.
Okay, but are there, because we can dwell, for a long time on what has gone wrong. Let's talk about what we need to do to fix the process. Are there conversations right now on how we can do better next time?
Every time we always look like we can do better. But
you suggested a piece of, maybe
there's a need for a piece of legislation. And I think some people had felt maybe we could, rather than just passing a new budget bill, we can update.
Do we need to get advocacy groups to do this? Perhaps because we as, citizens are the ones who should, hold the government accountable. Something, should it start from civil society groups? It's
part of our work, and I think we also have to face it. Maybe civil society organizations have to raise their voices. We need to amend the Fiscal Responsibility Act and to allow that there's a defined budget timeline that everybody's bound by. Okay. And there should be penalties towards that across board. By December 31st, your budget should be signed into law and implementation should start on January 1. Because this distortion doesn't help us. You have recurrent expenditure. So please starting in January 1. You can't wait
from this 2018 budget.
Yeah, from 2018 budget. Even though you're going to start implementing the budget in wherever it's been passed, maybe somewhere around June, you decide paying workers' salaries for this same 2018. The only part that gets delayed, that's gotten through this whole distorted timeline, is the capital component of the budget. Okay, and
I also understand that the 2017 budget is going to expire in a few days' time.
Yes.
But the president still has a 30-day window to look over the budget and assent to it. So does it matter that the 2017 budget may expire while the president is still mulling over the figures of the 2018 budget?
It doesn't matter, but there are some implications too. So the Constitution allows you a 6-month window to spend, use an authorization to spend, based on what you were appropriated for the preceding year. So if you had a salary of 1.7 trillion naira, you can still go forward and keep spending within that same bracket. But the problem is that the capital components of the budget also suffers, because new projects cannot be expended on because you didn't get prior approval for that in the previous year. So it's something that you have to look at. For new projects, those ones have to be suspended till you have a substantive budget. So something that, and that's why I always worry that our budget is developed in a way that the comfort of the political class is always guaranteed. You know, the capital projects that should impact on the people and also make a meaningful impact on the society, that is what is being tossed around in the whole bowl of politics.
Obviously,